Yo, welcome to the Real Awkward Podcast, the best damn podcast you've heard. Today, my name is Andy.
I'm Amanda.
And I'm Ash.
And today's episode is all about whatever Ash says it's
what
about.
I do with my free time.
What I do with my mic. All I need is one mic. You remember that song?
Yeah, who did that?
Nas. All I need is one mic, one skill, one thrill, one shot. I got a player coming at you like a gator, gonna rock it like AC Slater.
It's like we're at a concert.
Right?
Wow.
I don't remember any of the lyrics, but I remember that one.
That's all I got for you. Two
All I need
big
is
wows.
He says that like 1,000 times, like, all I need is one mic. All I need is one mic.
Okay.
And that's where I shut it off.
Is Nas like related in any way to Lil Nas X?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't understand.
I feel like Lil Nas X has like taken over for Nas. Like Nas is now forgettable because Lil Nas X is in the picture.
Can I also 100% say my old white guy comes out when I don't understand the naming nomenclature of most of the rap community? I don't get it.
I don't think you ever did.
Oh,
we
dude,
were
Eminem makes
Old
sense.
white guy or not.
Dude, I mean, Snoop Dogg, maybe the OG, like Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg, I'm like, yeah, I'm down. But then when I hear like Little Wheezy Grizzy, I don't like it. I can't do it.
Well, what's the one? It was we were watching a crime show, and this girl was like listening to the same song over and over and over and over, right before she killed someone. But they were like, the whole time I'm like, what song was it? Like they made a big deal to be like, this song, she kept listening to it, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, the song, and it was something, and they were like, by rapper Lil Uzi Vert. And I was like, what the fuck is that?
I don't know, but I ain't gonna Google it.
Definitely not.
I can't. It's funny too, because one of my employees, she's super into rap. But she's like, she'll talk to me about songs and artists. She's like, it's just hits. Just listen to it. And I can't get into it. I've tried.
Well, rapping
for
is
me.
not what I do with my free time.
Oh yeah? You're not a big rhythm.
Nope. Well, what I do is watch a bunch of one episodes.
Oh, nice segue.
In a world where time is limited, 3 heroes must heed the call. Will they weather the storm of a new show or favor the desire to scroll on? This is episode 1.
Okay, I don't know what's going on with like my free time lately, or if I just like, I don't know what's happening, but I've watched so many episode 1s. And then I've also watched like a movie, and I am reading a book, and I'm listening to an ebook, and one of the episodes I watched, I started binging the show. Like I somehow suddenly have all the free time in the world.
It's funny because, you know, like those people that talk, like they do TED Talks, and they're like, I've read 1,000 books this year. Like you've moved into this person.
I don't know.
It's just like consumes media like it's like candy.
But I don't finish anything except for the one movie I watched.
You already gave it away when you said I've watched multiple episode 1s, which means you didn't continue lots of the series.
Well, I mean, because part of it is like I'm doing my research, right?
Yeah,
like,
right.
I'm like, well, I could continue that, or I could just start another one and have something to talk about. So I'm gonna talk about some of the episode 1s.
Okay, hit us.
Love it.
Hit us.
So one I watched was, and Amanda, you might have seen this, Poker Face.
I haven't watched this yet.
I think that I tried to start it once before, and I think I was just too distracted and I couldn't watch it. So I went back and I watched the first episode. And so the synopsis is, geez, my phone keeps scrolling. Blessed with an extraordinary ability to determine when someone is lying, Charlie Cale investigates crime she encountered on the road. So it's, first of all, my first impression was the episodes are long. Like,
oh, really?
Like over an hour?
Over an hour.
Okay.
Oh,
so
wow.
like not super long, but like you expect normally like 45 minutes.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So each episode is a little over an hour. Well, it looks like some of them are a little shorter. Whatever. It felt long. So yeah, basically she is working in a casino, and she has this ability to tell when people are lying. So her boss wants to use her to try to con this guy during a poker game, so that she can figure out when he's bluffing or not.
Okay.
Because there's like this whole deal that's gone awry, whatever. And then, I mean, I don't want to give too much away, but other stuff ensues, and she's kind of goes off on her own and like investigative stuff. And it's pretty cool. I like Natasha Lyonne. She's from Orange is the New Black, is where most people know her from. She's really, you know, gritty and, you know, crass, and you know, the whole show vibe is kind of like that. But it gives me like kind of like a lie to me vibe. You know what I mean?
Oh,
where like she has to like
that show.
She knows how to like detect when people are BSing her. So
does she read faces or no?
she just, they haven't really dived into how she
Interesting. Okay.
can do it yet.
Okay.
She's like, I just have this ability. She's like, it's not a superpower. I don't
Yeah.
know why. Like,
Right.
I've been through enough in my life to know when people are BSing me
Interesting. Okay.
and when they're not. So I will give that one a go.
Like you'll
Well,
continue to watch it. You mean?
yeah.
Okay.
And
That's
there's only
one
one
that's-
season.
That's one that's been on my list for a really long time. I really like Natasha Lyonne, especially the stuff she's done in the last few years. Some people didn't love it so much, but she did a show on Netflix called Russian Doll, and it's
Oh,
I
yeah.
tried to
so
watch that too a
cool.
while
Yeah.
ago.
You
Yeah.
said
It's-
it was good. I remember you talking to us about it. I don't know if it was on an episode or just privately, but
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I really liked that show, but it's kind of wild. And that show was really fun. But also the guy who did Poker Face also did the Knives Out and Glass Onion movies.
oh, that makes more sense then from the way she was describing it.
Yeah, I want to watch it. I've heard it's very good. It seems right up my alley. It's just one of those shows where, like, you know, you have the mental list of like, I gotta watch that one. Like,
It takes me
it's-
so long to get through series now.
well, and for me, it's
Yeah.
one of those like, okay, I could start this new show, or I could watch this same show for the fourth time.
Right, right.
And the same show for the fourth time somehow always sounds better.
What was the network that one's on? Is
That
it
one's
It's
on
on
Peacock.
Peacock.
Peacock. Okay. Okay.
The rest of the ones I watched are on Netflix, I believe.
Okay. Netflix still makes good stuff.
They surprisingly they do.
Okay.
The one pet peeve I have with Netflix, I will say, is that once you start watching a certain kind of show, you just get flooded with a bunch of that kind of show.
Oh yeah.
So
Yes.
if I want variety, like you'll see a common thread through all these shows I watched. All of them have people who get murdered. And so that's all I get from Netflix is just recommendations
Murder
for like
shows.
murder shows and like bad dating shows.
Wait. I gotta ask. Did they give you Angela Lansbury though?
Murder She Wrote?
Uh-huh.
Probably.
Dang it. Okay.
That show's a
Another one
banger.
I watched is
Banger.
Yellow Jackets.
Ooh, I haven't watched that yet. That's like the other show on my list.
I feel like I saw a trailer of that, and I found it also intriguing. From Netflix. What's it
I
about?
thought that was on Paramount Plus.
Maybe they got the license
Oh, they must have.
because we don't have Paramount Plus. Kayla. Oh my God, cable got us all again too. Bunch of bullshit. Like we're all like, we're gonna leave these cable channels, and now you have to have every single freaking streaming service to watch anything.
Okay, so I had to pull the synopsis off IMDb because once
Okay.
you watch an episode on Netflix, it just shows you the episode synopsis.
Okay.
A wildly talented girls' high school soccer team become the unlucky survivors of a plane crash deep in the Canadian wilderness. So, yeah, this one starts out, these girls are in high school, and they're all getting ready to get on a plane because they're in, like, a championship or whatever. And so, in the midst of it, their plane crashes. And then the story kind of just goes back and forth between, like, things that were going on when they were kids and then things that are going on when they're adults. So like you kind of see what they were like as kids, and then you see how what they're like as an adult. So you can kind of, I think the direction it's going is you kind of piece together how them crashing in the forest has changed the trajectory of their lives.
So is this it all over again? Isn't that the whole story
not really.
of It is how
Not
they
really.
were all, oh, okay.
Well, it
Or
is
then
like
and now with Rosie O'Donnell or whatever it is.
now
but
I
this
would
is
akin
like-
I would so as someone who hasn't watched it,
Right.
it looks like Alive. Do you remember the movie Alive, where it's like a true story and it's like I want to say soccer team that crashes like in the mountains and they're all like gonna freeze to death and they're like,
I don't think
it's
I've
a
seen
true
this.
story.
Okay.
But it's people stranded in the middle of nowhere. And to me, it looks like Alive meets Now and Then.
Okay, got it. Okay, all right.
And
Okay.
that's the thing I knew is that they
Yeah.
kind of like jump between then and now.
got it.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with Now and Then.
Right.
Yeah, Rosie O'Donnell's not in this,
No.
but Christina Ricci is.
Oh, there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
So it's a continuation of the story.
Yeah.
So yeah, so they
Spin-off.
crash.
Spin-off. Okay.
Some of them die. The rest of them survive. I'm assuming there's going to be some backstabbing and
Okay.
whatnot going on.
So
and
it's a
then-
drama.
oh yeah.
It's a drama.
Oh yeah. It's also a very dark feeling one. So you know that there's like bad things are going to happen.
Heavy.
Yep. Another one I watched was called I Hate Netflix and the way it
That's
shows
a
me things.
weird
Yeah, I know
title.
it's weird. The Madness.
The Madness.
So this is a Netflix exclusive as well. It's about a guy who is he's on TV, he's on like CNN. Like he's
Yeah.
that kind of guy. And
Okay.
but kind of like as a guest role, but like that's his general like field, right?
Yeah.
And then you kind of see him there. You see shots of his life, like he's divorced, but he has a teenage son, and he does jujitsu, and he's a runner, and like all these different aspects of his life. And then he wants to take a break, so he goes and rents a cabin in the woods in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And on his first day there, he's jogging or walking or something, and the guy in the cabin next to him stops and is like, introduces himself, and he's like, oh hey, I recognize you from TV, like if you ever need anything, I'm right over there, come see me. So he goes back to his cabin and the lights go out, and so he goes to his neighbors to get some propane, and instead he finds a crime scene.
Got it.
And then the rest of the episode is basically him trying to escape, trying to report it, trying to kind of figure it out for himself, because there's a bit of accusation that he was involved. And all of this is in the first episode.
Interesting.
So it's
Okay.
called The Madness, and I can see why it's called The Madness,
Yeah.
because it's like from the beginning, like just chaos is happening to him all of a
Yeah.
sudden.
Yeah.
So
Huh. Okay. At first, it sounded like the Weatherman, the way you were describing it with like Nicolas Cage, like in like how he handles his life, but then it turned very, very drab very quickly.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I mean,
another
that's,
one- go ahead.
that sounds. I'm sorry. That sounds interesting. I don't even remember seeing it advertised.
I feel like
like-
I feel like it's fairly recently released.
Yeah, November 2024.
Okay.
Like the guy I recognize because he's been in stuff frequently, like Coleman Domingo. But yeah, I'm gonna have to check this one out because I don't even think I saw it because Netflix recommends me a lot of the same things.
Yeah.
And usually they're like, "Hey, there's a new one for you," and I'll be like, "Okay, guess I'll watch it."
I feel like when it was network television and new shows came out, you heard about them for like months before they would debut.
Sure,
And
because it's in the commercials.
Right. But Netflix feels like sometimes shows just shadow drop and you've never seen a trailer. No one talks about it. And how many shows are one season and done because no one even knew they existed?
Yeah.
'Cause
That's
you
the
gotta
problem with the algorithms.
Yeah, you got to search for these
Yeah.
shows.
Well, and I think Netflix also, I think they've kind of lost the touch a little bit.
I agree with
but
you.
for a while, there was a time where it was like Netflix was just dropping shit, and it was almost word of mouth
Right.
that you knew about it. Like Tiger King,
Yep.
everybody was talking
But
about
that was
Tiger
a
King.
banger. Yes.
But I
Yes.
don't remember seeing any trailers, ads, anything about it before it came out. And
It was just
so
hot enough to get.
it was just one of those things
Yeah.
where it's like, oh my God, have you seen the show?
Yep.
And
How to Make
I
a
think
Murder
that-
was that way too.
Yes.
Yes. Yep.
And I think Netflix kind of relies on that.
Yeah.
They had a lot of these really buzzworthy shows, but I think lately they haven't had a good one hit.
yeah.
And so, yeah, I don't know. But
You're
I
right
think
though. It feels different.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so the next one that I watched,
Wait, you're on 4 now?
Yeah.
So far? Okay.
this is the one that I continued to watch. So I
Okay.
didn't just watch episode 1. I'm actually like in the middle of season 3.
Damn.
And it's the show You.
Oh, yes. You've talked
And it's
about
one that
this.
I've heard a lot about, and I've had it on my list, and I've never touched it. But the synopsis is: a dangerously charming, intensely obsessive young man goes to extreme measures to insert himself into the lives of those he is transfixed by. So basically, it's a guy who, like, he will fall in love with a girl, like, at first sight, and then he does anything he can to be with this girl.
Okay.
And it gives me like Dexter meets Gossip Girl.
Okay.
Because it's Penn Badgley who is in Gossip Girl, so I guess that's like where that feeling, but it has a similar feeling to it. But then it's also like the internal dialogue that Dexter has and
Right.
the murderous habits. And it goes back and forth between like his childhood and learning like how he became who he is,
Okay.
and then going through this. I would say the first season really grabbed me. The second season kind of did. And the third season, it's losing me. I think it's one that's better if you watched it a season at a time. Like if you had watched it as it came out and you watched the first season and you're like, oh, now I can't wait to see what happens in the next season. But I think watching them back to back, there's too much similarity from season to season that you're like, I know these habits. I know it's going to happen.
Got
like
it.
there's not enough like changes in like behavior and themes and stuff. So
There is something to be said about binge watching where you almost mix some episodes or seasons in your head.
well, I think you also stop paying as much attention because you're so used to it being on.
Well, I was that way with Game of Thrones because there was a while there where I wasn't watching every Sunday that it dropped. And I think I binged a season and I would be like, okay, what character did what, when, and how, where before I knew exactly where they were in the world of Westeros. Like I feel that. Now, granted, I know that's not as deep a lore in the show You, but it makes sense why you would have some of that lost.
I get that though, because Game of Thrones specifically is one that's already easy to mix up. But like if you're only ingesting one episode at a time, there's less to shuffle. And
Right,
when my friends and I would binge an entire season of Game of Thrones in one day, where like we would watch one whole season, and we did it for like 3 seasons, I think. And I remember it would be like, man, that's so much media that my brain just took in. But then
Yeah.
if you had asked me what happened, I'd be like, I don't
No
know.
idea.
I don't know. White Walkers
I don't
and
know.
stuff, I don't know.
Yeah, Jon Snow was brooding. Arya
Yeah.
was
Right.
weird. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly how I felt with Game of Thrones, especially with all the different names.
Ugh.
And that's what I have trouble with when I watch like Star Wars and stuff like that. Is like all the names are so made up and bizarre that I'm like, I'm not following. I don't know who's who.
Can you name any? I'd hate to go. Do you have any more?
Not any more episode 1s, but I do want to talk about the movie I watched.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Can you just? This is a quick trivia.
I thought you were gonna
real
ask me to
fast.
name Star Wars characters.
Yeah. Well, no,
yeah,
Star
he is.
Trek. No, Star Trek.
Oh,
Because
Star Trek.
yeah, I
God.
think you actually know some Star Wars characters. I am curious if you actually know a single Star Trek except
Spock.
or Kirk. Get rid of those. Can you name a single Star Trek character?
Data.
Yeah, okay. Well done. Do you have more than that? I think it's Data, but that's okay.
Whatever.
It is Data.
Data.
Get it right. Get
No.
it right. You
Scotty
Yes. Good job. Do you know what he does?
beams you up.
Beams people up.
Scotty, beams people up, huh? That's me, Scotty.
Good old
he's
Scotty.
He's the
Beamer.
no.
Isn't he like isn't he
He's the-
considered like
he's
the
the tech-
transport officer or like
transport or tech.
yeah.
God, it's not called tech, but it's something like that. It's like engineer
yeah.
officer or something like that. Yeah.
And then who's the guy with the big forehead?
Okay, that's a different series. So that's original.
Are you
Star
talking about
Trek.
Worf?
Yeah, she's talking about Worf on Next Generation.
Am I right? He looks like this,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
And it's yes.
It's a reverse butt crack. It pops up like a mountain instead
Oh,
of
so
in.
it's up and
Yeah.
like this?
Have you seen the pictures of where they say Worf recast and they just put everybody in like Worf makeup?
No, but
and
that's
it's really
funny.
funny.
And then there's Whoopi Goldberg.
Who is that? Do you remember?
No.
Oh, okay. She's actually the bartender of the ship, which I actually thought was kind of cool.
That's all you're getting from me.
I'm actually impressed. I thought you knew way less than that. So that was good. Amanda, did you watch Star Trek? Were you like a...
Not really. My dad watched it.
Yes. So I think
So
you
it
were
was-
like me. Like our dads forced us to watch it.
Yeah, it wasn't that I had to watch it, but it was like dad's watching Star Trek.
Yep.
You can either watch it or go do something else.
Yes. My dad was like that too. He hogged the TV, recorded the series, and all of us had to dress up as Star Trek characters for Halloween.
I'm
one
so
year.
sorry.
I know.
Oh, see,
I
we
know.
didn't have to do that.
Yeah, it went nuts. I know you're missing somebody who you actually know too.
I know that I am.
Who's this guy?
What?
This guy.
Oh.
Oh, Geordie LaForge?
There you
Geordie
go.
LaForge.
Geordie LaForge.
Everyone knows Jordan. It's Reading Rainbow.
Well,
Take
at
a
first,
look.
okay, so
He's never looked at
viewer,
anything.
people who are listening
Who's
to
this
us.
guy? Hey, wait, I'm this guy. Like
That's okay. First of all, I thought Andy was going to do Pan's Labyrinth, the eye guy.
That's
And
what I
I'm
then-
would
this
do.
guy.
Hey, look.
And then he did like fingers covering the eyes, like he's trying not to peek, but
Dude, we
he's
used
kind
to
of
do that all the time.
Who's this
When
guy?
we
And
were
then-
girls, when we were little girls, if we had a headband,
Yeah, you would.
you would take it
Yeah,
down.
you say I'm Geordie LaForge.
Geordie
Yeah,
LaForge.
Everyone would do it. Everybody would do it. Everybody. I ran
yes.
around my house saying I'm Geordie LaForge with my sister's headband. Okay. I swear to God, and it was probably pink. And I was probably running around. It's like, cool. Oh, cool. So you're blind? That's not.
Didn't he have a
that's not cool at all.
catchphrase?
What? Who? Geordie LaForge?
I thought he had a catchphrase or something.
Oh, he probably did. Well, there was like a. I want to say he was like the I don't think so Tim character in Star Trek. Like he was the same. Like he was like Richard Karn in Home Improvement, where he like always thought something would go wrong and he was always unsure and worried about a lot of stuff. But he was like, I forget his role in it because Picard had a number 1, but I think Geordie LaForge was like the number 2. I'm almost positive.
I don't know. I just
This is
know
beyond me.
Jean-Luc Picard would always say,
Is that a
make
joke?
it so.
Star Trek Beyond. Sorry, Amanda. What? Ash is over here making jokes.
I just know that Jean-Luc Picard would always say, like, make it so.
Make it so. Number 1.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Well,
I'm getting away from Star Trek. I'm sorry, but I'm impressed. I like the trivia break and well done. I'm very proud of you.
Okay. So I want to talk about this movie because we recently had an episode where we talked about 10 murder mysteries I've seen,
Oh.
10 plus. And
Yes.
one that we hadn't seen that Amanda brought up was The Killer, which was directed by David Fincher. And I love all the other David Fincher movies, so I was like, I'm going to watch this. So I watched it. It's got Michael Fassbender, as we mentioned,
Yes.
and Tilda Swinton, which she doesn't have as big of a role. It's Michael Fassbender. But basically, sorry, I'm about to cough. He is a hitman, and nothing really goes right. And so it's kind of this professional hitman who's always like improvising to try to get out of situations because nothing ever goes right.
Oh, okay.
And that's all I'm going to say about it. I thought the movie was really good. It wasn't a psychological thriller like most of David Fincher's. It wasn't psychological at all.
Okay.
Interesting.
But I found it very entertaining.
Does it have, so you know in, wait, Fincher didn't direct Fight Club, did he?
Yeah.
Okay. So you know how he has this like, it's like dark, sarcastic humor in some of his, in the way that he directs some
Yeah.
stuff. Is that in there, or is it more like straight laced because of the
No, it's
plot
like
that
that
you're
because
describing?
so a lot of
Yeah.
it is like the internal dialogue of
Yep.
Michael Fassbender's character.
Okay.
And like I said, him like trying to think through the situation because it's not happening the way it was supposed to,
Right.
which felt very Fight Club, right?
Yep.
But yeah, it wasn't psychological,
Okay.
like I said.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was Amanda, you had seen this yet or no?
No, I haven't.
Oh, okay. Okay. When did that one come out?
2023.
Okay. I do have to say, I do like Michael Fassbender. Like, I love him
Yeah.
very much, like, as an actor. I think
Yeah.
he's really good
I agree.
at what he does. I feel like he has a lot of depth, like, to his characters. The only thing is he has a black mark on his resume of doing Assassin's Creed,
Well,
the movie that nobody watched.
it should have been a better movie.
Did you watch it?
No.
Oh, okay.
I watched
because
it.
because of the
Oh,
reviews.
You hear Amanda says she watched it.
It was not good,
Right.
but I don't think it was his fault that it wasn't good.
Agreed. Yes.
I think that his acting was obviously like the movie wasn't what people wanted it to be, but like his acting in it isn't that bad. The script kind of sucked, but like the world building sucked. Like I think people wanted like a whole movie about Ezio,
yeah.
and they got a whole like essentially a whole movie about the company that puts you into the past.
Oh, which is not as cool. Like,
No,
it is
like-
cool because that's the whole overlining art.
That's the whole idea.
Yes, right.
But I don't remember what it's called, like the company.
I'm already forgetting it. I used to know. Yeah.
I know, I used to know too. But I wanted like 70%.
Anubis.
Yeah, I wanted like 70% going into the past
Yeah.
and like 30% technology and like sneaky shit. And
I get
they
that.
gave you the opposite. And it was just kind of like, really?
Yeah. Interesting. I still find that series absolutely like creative for its time. There was so much ingenuity to that whole, like, you can go back into your DNA and figure out what happened. Like,
I mean, it's-
the
I
life.
mean-
like, it's a cool premise.
The Assassin's Creed games are cool. And it's
Yeah.
too bad that like, I feel like over time they've kind of just like, "Meow."
Yeah, they turned into the
But-
new Madden games, like where
Yes,
it's just the same
and
thing. Over
I
and
think
over
it's
again.
I think it's unfortunate. But they're very good games and they're very fun to play. And so if you've people, if you are thinking about starting a new game, play one of the old Assassin's Creed games.
Oh,
Like
dude,
they
I
are
mean,
good.
yes. That are you familiar with those at all?
I know there's one where you're running on a roof a lot and you hated it.
Okay, that's
then-
my fault because I sucked. Okay, that's
And
not
then
the
there's a
game.
lot of like sneaking around.
Correct. You are
Well,
you're
sneaking
part of
around
it.
if you want to sneak.
Correct. You can just go up to people and just like stab them and walk away if you want to.
See, I actually think Ashley would like them.
I probably would. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'd probably enjoy it.
So the very first one is in medieval ages, but the cool thing about the Assassin's Creed is that the clan that is the Assassin's Creed, all of those assassins throughout history have been the reason that things have happened to us.
Question.
Which is what makes it really cool.
Yeah.
can I skip the cutscenes?
I don't remember, but it's really important to not skip the cutscenes.
I don't remember.
Why?
Well, okay, so the first one, it's medieval ages and it's like the Knights Templar. So you're learning all about the Crusades and like that type of stuff. The second one, you're Ezio
Auditore.
Ezio. And so you're like Leonardo da Vinci's time, and like you get to learn like about that whole like bureaucracy of that whole thing, and like.
But do
what
you
was
need
important.
to know those things to play the game?
Well, I kind of
or
feel
is it
like
just make it more interesting?
No, you don't need to know the
You
things.
don't.
Thank you.
Amanda's right. You don't need to know, but it makes it really cool to know. Like you deliver. I don't know if this is true. I forget, but like you delivered Leonardo da Vinci's like plans to somebody for a flying machine, or you use his flying machine plans to do and create something. Like those types of things in the real world was very, very,
Sounds
very
like
cool.
Carmen Sandiego.
I fell off the bandwagon
Kinda.
during the third one because it was like during the American colonization, and I find that to be one of the most boring.
Oh, see, that one's
Things
one
that-
of my favorites.
See, she probably likes it, but
Andy likes world history.
I do. I like world history. I do not like American history.
Well,
but,
see, I actually couldn't really care less about America, but the Revolutionary War, it's just, just because like in school we learn about that, right? But I actually liked the combat the most because I think compared to the first two, it's a little more like run and jump and swing like axes
to
around
be
and stuff.
fair, this is also a girl whose favorite movie is National Treasure. So I
Valid.
can't really
Valid.
blame you for
No.
liking
Honestly,
this one the most because you're going to steal
as-
the Declaration of Independence.
Yes, I am. I think the second one, like the Renaissance kind of time,
Yeah.
I think that is where I might start, Ashley, because I think the
Yeah.
combat's better in the
I
second
think
one.
The first, I'll be honest. The very first one, the combat is very rough. If
Yeah.
you would enjoy it way more in the other ones. Yes.
Yeah,
All
some
the
of
help
the
I can get when it comes
Yeah.
to combat.
Yes.
yeah,
But you don't have to fight anybody.
They iron a few issues out for the second
Yes.
one, and then the third one, I actually kind of like it because you play a character and then you play his father.
Right. Yep.
And so that was kind of cool. And then in the fourth one's the pirate one, isn't it?
Yeah. Fourth one's pirates. Yep.
Okay, listen.
Yep.
This one is my favorite when it comes to the visuals and the
Yep.
locations
It's
and
most
stuff
people's favorite. Black
because
Flag.
it's beautiful. You're
Right.
you're like
Right.
you're like playing Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes. That's what they are.
The boat combat kind of is odd. It kind of sucks.
Yeah.
And I think I would have more fun with it if they didn't kind of like make it a part of the game.
Yeah.
But once you kind of like get your boat leveled up a little bit more, it is actually way fun.
Everybody has said that they enjoy that one, and that I want to say Black Flag is like the best-selling one that they ever had. If I'm not,
I wouldn't be
mistaken.
surprised.
Yeah.
That one, the number 3 and 4 are the ones that I have replayed.
Got it. Respect.
And then they
I don't-
have,
So there is spin-offs though as well.
yeah, I don't fucking do any of that. The only one that I haven't really played much after that, because after that is when they like started having major bugs and problems.
Yeah, Syndicate. Well, I think was after that. That was the London one, and that's where their eyes were just sticking
Yes,
out of their head.
I haven't
Like,
played
the
that.
characters would like stare at each other and not have a mouth, or like
Yeah, because
their
they
eyes
rushed
were
it.
Bugging. Yeah.
The one that I want to play that I haven't, I don't remember what it's called. I think it's Rebirth or something like that, is like the Egyptian one.
Oh, that's Origin.
Okay, I
Yeah.
wanted to play that
Now,
one.
I did play that one. My problem is there's a new mechanic in it where you get to go, like you have this mystical link with your eagle, and you have to send your eagle out and like scout areas. And I remember feeling like even though you did that, you come back to your character, like this Egyptian pharaoh or something like that, and you already forgot what you were supposed to do.
I can't get past you just said even though you go
What did I say?
every time even though you
Yeah,
go
I heard
did
it.
that.
Even though you
I
go
can't
did
let it
that.
pass. I can't.
Andyism, ding. We should have a ding every time. And then Amanda, I'm like you. I didn't play any of Odyssey, which was like the Roman one.
Yeah,
I didn't play any of Valhalla, which was your Norwegian one. I didn't play the handheld China one. I didn't play Mirage, which is in France, I think. And now there's a new one, which is in Japan, which comes out soon. And then there's also like Brotherhood and Revelations and like this stuff that like continued Ezio's story. So like there's a lot in the Assassin's Creed world. But I do
So just
feel,
play 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, I do feel because you like Tomb Raider and you thought that world was kind of interesting and you enjoyed a little bit of the combat, it's not going to be the same for Assassin's Creed, but it may be adjacent enough that you could enjoy it. I could see that be a new series that you could enjoy.
I put it in the like circle of Tomb Raider, Prince of Persia, Uncharted.
Yeah, I agree with
even
that. That's
Batman Arkham Asylum a little bit.
Yep,
Yeah.
I can see that. Well, because the combat, like you can go back and forth between a bunch of enemies, just like Batman. So,
I don't have,
And
I don't
you-
have time to play video games.
but you have time to watch. All
You got
these
time to start 85 shows.
Oh, I'm also watching.
Oh God.
I'm also watching. I'm almost done with it. The Quiet on the Set documentary.
Oh, that's upsetting.
It's very upsetting,
Yep.
especially as a parent. It's
Oh, so
Oh,
sad.
way
don't-
more upsetting.
So sad.
Then let me tell you a word of advice. Don't watch the Jared from Subway one.
Oh,
no.
yeah, I saw it and I was like, I don't know that I want to go there. I did watch another one that I told Andy about. I don't remember if it was on Netflix or Hulu, but it was about like a YouTuber.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
the girl.
child
Onishin,
influencer?
Onishin or whatever the
Yeah.
guy's name is.
No, this is a different one.
Oh, there was one that we watched about a guy who like groomed girls.
Oh no, this one is about a mom that like
About a
takes full
mom.
advantage of her daughter and sexualizes her daughter on YouTube.
Oh, I don't know that one,
Yeah.
but I know there's another one, Ruby Frankel. It's like this mother who's like an influencer and she abused her children. She like left them out in the sun,
messed
like
up.
horrific. Like, and yeah, ever since having a kid, I can't do it. Like, tell me all about this horrible man that got beheaded.
Right.
I don't care.
Right, but telling me
But,
about a
like-
child that was mistreated and it just like breaks my heart.
Yeah, we were watching the Jared from Subway one, and I can deal when you're just giving me the facts of the case. Like, I don't need to hear victim testimony. I don't need any of that. Like, cause same with like, really, like just really graphic, true crime series. Like, you can tell me that she was like sexually assaulted or something, and you're like, I can infer what that means. Like, some of them will like break down all this shit, and you're like, this is horrible. Like, I didn't need that. Like, and the Jared from Subway documentary, you hear audio of him describing what he has done to children or what he wants to do, and like, I looked at Chris and I was just like, I think I'm done with this. Like,
Even
I
you
think,
just saying that makes me like sick to my stomach.
yeah, I was like, I think I need to turn this
I
off.
just had a meatball sub. You guys ruined it.
He's not
Also,
their
you-
mascot anymore, okay?
You all are watching these like drama documentaries, heavy murder shit, and I'm over here just excited that I finished Daredevil.
People are murdered in that one too.
Oh my God, Amanda, have you seen the new season
No.
of Daredevil? Okay, can I just say the last episode is fucking gnarly. It is gnarly. So
I've heard it's pretty brutal,
it
and I know
has some
people.
very brutal like.
I've
scenes in it,
heard
yes.
people even be a little surprised that Disney.
That's what I
was
said
good
to
with it.
Ash during that
Yeah.
episode. I turned to her,
We were like,
her and I go,
"Whoa."
"This is on fucking Disney." I said that to her. So anyway,
Yeah.
wow. Do you have more over there?
Well, I have another topic. We're done with the stuff I watched.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, Amanda and I went on a tangent about Assassin's Creed.
No, it's cool. It's cool.
And I Star Trek.
Take your
trivia,
time.
Trivia, yeah. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so on top of it, sometimes
Yes.
I also frequent social media, which I have
Eh.
taken that down a notch, but I have
I know you
I
hate
have
it.
my moments
Okay.
where like I'm like I don't want to do nothing, I'm just scrolling. Anyway,
Fair,
so
fair.
y'all know that the other day I got stuck watching hours of palmistry videos,
Okay.
right? Which
yes,
is
I
where
do
you
know
look
that.
at the lines in your palm and you can tell about
Oh
your
yeah,
life.
she read my
and-
palm for a while.
Yeah, it was yeah.
Yeah.
It was really hard in the dark, but I thought that would be a hard one to talk about
Yeah.
because I can't really describe like your palm.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But today I stumbled upon somebody who does face reading.
Oh.
And it is now considered a pseudoscience, but it's called physiognomy. And
Okay.
so
Okay.
it's not so much reading like somebody's future, but basically like what their life has been like. Because as this guy described it, he's like, mind creates movement, movement creates muscle. So the way your mind works dictates how your face looks, and your face can actually change over time.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
So he even showed, he's like, here's a picture of me when I was 18 and here's a picture of me when I'm 38. And you can see how my facial features have changed because I've gone through different life experiences and now my muscles move differently.
Sure.
Right?
Yep. I got
So
that.
this is going to be a little bit hard on you because you've got a beard,
Okay.
Andy, not
Got it.
Amanda.
I was gonna say guilty.
But if you're listening, you might want to get like a mirror out or something so you can
Okay.
learn about your face and what your
I
face
s-
says
okay,
about
listen,
you.
I sat up for this. I want everyone to know I actually have moved from this couch for a second. Oh God.
And
Oh,
I was
God.
staring at pictures of you, Andy,
I'm sorry.
on my phone, trying to
That's
find
awful.
pictures of you. But it's like most of it is based on your resting face, right?
Okay. Dude, I have a gaping maw resting face. Like I'm always like, oh, fucking that.
Just the
that
drop
mouth.
chin.
Yeah, just yes. Ash used to take pictures of me when I would game, and I'm just like, it's awful.
I'm sorry. That's every man. Every man is the.
the frick the jaw like somehow like falls 2 inches backwards and down.
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
It's also why you snore.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Continue. I
Okay.
apologize.
So, as you can see, I've got a list.
Okay. Excellent.
I wrote these down as best I
Okay.
could from memory.
Okay. Talk to me. Talk to me, Chief.
Okay, so we'll start with the top of the head, okay? So your forehead.
Oh.
If you have a flat forehead, it means that when things are described to you or like you're given directions, you need to know it step by step. You need to go step at a time.
Okay.
If you have a slanted forehead where it goes back at the
Yeah.
top, that means that if you see something done, you can easily mimic it.
Okay.
Like you grab onto it easily.
Okay.
So Amanda's like,
Yep. Yep. Amanda's is pretty flat. It doesn't go back.
oh yeah. Amanda's got a flat forehead.
Yeah. Amanda just goes
I
straight
guess
up.
so.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you're a step by step kind of girl.
Mine.
But
hold
see,
on.
I feel like I'm
Mine goes
I can
back
repeat.
a little bit.
Slightly.
Yeah. But that's
Slightly.
also my thinning hairline, so I can't tell which part is my forehead.
Well, if you were
I
to
just,
put
I
like
just
something
realized
flat up against your
how
forehead,
fucking
Right.
big my forehead is. That's a six
it's
head.
gonna take us a while.
Okay.
Okay, the next thing would be your eyebrows.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
If you have high eyebrows, it means it takes you longer to make a decision. Resting face, remember,
Oh.
Andy?
See, it's hard. My resting face is not my face. Like my resting
Yeah.
face, I feel like I always have my eyebrows up and stuff, and that's not real. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like I'm
Breathe.
I have a furrowed
Namaste.
brow. I feel like my brows come down like I'm like
Yeah, so you have a lower.
Yeah, they're
that means
low.
you have lower eyebrows. So that means that you make decisions quicker.
boom.
So if somebody
Taco
like
Bell.
a lot of these you can think of in terms of like a conversation
Yes.
that's being had with you or like a salesperson, right?
Okay, yes.
So there's people that need to be talked to for a while. If their
Wait, so
eyebrows
you're
are high, I
telling
don't know
me if
why I'm like holding.
so
it.
if I'm like a sales guy and the old person comes up to me, you're talking about computers, their eyebrows are going to be at the top of their head.
So if you were a sales guy, right?
Yes, yes.
And you look at your subject and they
Yes.
have high eyebrows.
Yeah, stay
it
away
means
from them.
You're going to have to talk to them for a while.
Yeah, so you stay away from them. You got to make that money. You find the lowbrow people.
Not necessarily.
Oh, dang it,
Because
okay.
the lowbrow people, if you give them too much
Yeah.
information, they're out.
Oh shit.
Because they make their decision quick.
Oh,
So if
shit.
you're there rambling on for 30 minutes, they're like,
Oh no.
I'm done.
Oh,
I already made my
that's-
decision.
That's a bad situation.
So you actually have pretty low brows.
yeah, I know.
Why are you making that face?
I don't know. That's just my face. I don't know what to do right now.
are we talking about like low, as in like relation to how close they are to your eyes?
Yeah.
Okay.
So like if you this distance between like your eyelid and your eyebrows. So if a lot of people they don't have that space there,
Yeah.
and you can think of it as like a finger width. So
I feel like I have a good amount of space.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you look high. You look high. You look
Not today.
Yeah, your eyebrows look higher.
But like, yeah, Andy,
mine
you,
are
you
a
don't
lot
have hardly
lower.
any space
No.
between there.
I've got lowbrow.
You're lowbrow.
Amanda's very highbrow. And Ash, you're right in the middle of it, both of us, I think.
yes, I think I'm somewhere in between.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Good.
I look so weird without my glasses on.
The next would be your eyebrows, the shape of your eyebrow.
Okay.
gotcha.
So
Take my
you
glasses
can
off again.
have a rounded eyebrow.
Yep, that's Amanda.
You could have a straight eyebrow,
That's-
or you can have an arched eyebrow.
What do I have?
Andy
I
has a
can't tell.
straight eyebrow.
Amanda plucks
Ashley
hers,
has.
so I can't tell what's natural. Is that natural?
I
Like
don't
your
pluck
natural
my
shape?
eyebrows.
Oh, you don't?
Okay.
You have a very arched
Yeah,
eyebrow.
so she's arched.
No,
You
I
have-
will admit I'm very fortunate.
I have Gandalf eyebrows. What does that mean?
Yours are straight across.
We're looking at the
Okay.
the curvature.
Okay.
And mine are fairly straight as well.
So what does it mean?
Straight means that you want just the facts.
Okay. No
Cur-
bullshit.
Curved means that you're thinking of everybody else.
That's
so you
Amanda.
want to know how
100%.
Accurate.
things can
Accurate.
benefit other people.
Okay.
Accurate.
Arched means you want to, or not arched, angled means that you want to know how this can benefit you first,
Oh.
and then you can learn about how it might benefit
So
others.
don't trust the rock. Got it.
Why? Because his is.
Doesn't
Arched
his go
or angled?
Yeah, angled.
Oh, I don't know.
Girl, those are tattooed on.
Okay.
No, I'm very fortunate. In my eyebrows, especially after what I did to them in the early 2000s.
So the other thing would be, Andy, like you said, what kind of eyebrows do you have?
Straight. Amanda
No,
said straight.
no. Who's what character?
Gandalf.
Rock?
No, Gandalf.
Oh, Gandalf.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So the other thing is the fullness of your eyebrow
Mm-hmm.
tells you when you're doing something where your strongest point is. So if you're full from the beginning to the end, you're good in a project from the beginning to the end. If you're really full at the beginning and then the middle and the end it starts to taper off, that means you don't finish things.
Oh.
Accurate. For me.
So then mine must taper off.
I can't really tell because yours are so light.
I told you I'm Gandalf.
No, but which means they don't, which means you don't finish things.
I sure don't.
Yeah.
I sure don't.
I get about 3/4 of the way. and then I taper off.
And then you're like, done.
I love it.
So then the next would be a large eyelid versus a small eyelid.
I
So
can't,
when
I keep
your
putting my
eyes-
glasses back on.
When your eyes are open, we'll get past the eyes eventually. When your eyes are open, how much of your eyelid can you see?
Oh, virtually none of it. I have a very
Virtually none of it.
heavy, like, what
A
is
hooded
it called?
Hood.
Hooded eyes.
Yeah.
So when my eyes are open, it's literally just like the tiniest little
So-
sliver.
If you have a large eyelid, that means you're a wee person. And you always want to be included in things. You want to be invited to things. You want to be around people. You're a wee person. Andy, you're
Andy,
being weird again.
It's when your eyes are
It's
open.
when your eyes are open.
My
so, like,
God.
So if you had a large eyelid, your love language would be like quality time. You want to be around people. If you have you have no eyelid or very small eyelid, you're happier to be by yourself.
Okay.
I can't handle you right now.
I don't. I'm just like thinking of all my facial features.
That's why I say you pull out your phone or something. Look at yourself.
See, that's why I'm like, look, I can see myself in the computer. So I'm like, how much eyelid?
So next would be your nose. If you have
Okay.
a very straight nose, that means that you're very you go strong till the finish when you're doing something.
Okay.
Okay.
And yeah, you're very like you stick to what you're going to do. If you have like an arched nose like I do, it means it's called an architect's nose. It means that you like to set up the plans, but you want other people to finish them. You want other
Okay.
people to like
Handle it.
yeah.
okay.
You want somebody else
Got
to
it.
handle it. You just want to create the plans.
Got it. What's the other more?
No, it's either straight or
What?
arched.
Amanda's got
See,
a cute
'cause
nose. What do you?
I
what
feel
happens
like
with
I have a
cute
little
nose?
button nose.
Yeah,
I feel
Amanda's-
like my
but
nose.
it's straight.
Oh, okay.
It's straight,
so,
but I always
straight.
feel like it
Okay.
kind of comes up at the
So
front.
if you have a little right here, this is your lower septum.
yeah.
Let's see. I know I wrote it down. Nope, I crossed it out. What does this mean? It means that you want to know the data, you want to know the facts. You want to know like all the info.
Okay.
Okay.
If you
Means I'm nosy.
If you have a large tip on your nose.
A what?
A large tip on your nose.
Yes.
Like you do.
I have a large tip.
Yeah,
That's the only time you'll hear that one.
Got him.
That means you're like
Bazinga. What?
very aware of your financial situation at all times.
That is true.
Couldn't
I do
be me.
know, even
Couldn't
though
be
you,
me.
even though you think I don't, I always know. I'm not good with it, but I always know.
Yeah, exactly. You always know. He is on
I do.
like aware of it way more than I
always
am.
know. Yes. Okay.
If you have large nostrils or round nostrils, it means that you
Look up.
yeah, exactly.
Everyone look up. Yes.
You take on a lot of tasks.
Uh-huh.
You basically
Okay.
so the way he described it was like if you have large nostrils, you're able to get a lot of oxygen in, so you're not concerned about like scarcity. But when you have smaller nostrils, you don't breathe in as much oxygen, and so you don't overwhelm yourself with stuff because you can't handle a lot at once.
That's
I
me.
would say I have
got little
large
nostrils.
No
nostrils.
little nostrils. I think I just picked my nose a lot when I was a kid.
You have a Ginther nose, so you don't have
I have a
choice.
very crooked nose.
You don't have a choice. You suck up so much air.
So much air. Okay, if you have a line on the bridge of your nose right here,
Yes.
that is called the burnout line.
You're
It
always
means you're
angry.
like
You're always-
overworking
You're always
yourself.
furrowed. The one that goes
Oh,
down or
No,
across?
across.
Oh, like this?
Oh.
I have one.
Across.
Yes.
I have.
Yeah.
It's like a
You're s-
wrinkle.
You're
I have like
stressed, yes.
yeah.
So you're
I do.
always like, like this.
Yeah.
It's because this is
you
my
have it
face.
too, Andy.
Yes, it's that. This is my face all the time.
Yeah.
And it's all right here, dude.
You're
I
always
have
concerned.
so many. I have so
Okay.
many fine line
Yeah.
wrinkles
So
coming in.
the
Right
lines in the middle, in between your brows. So if you furrow your brow, the lines that you get in between, some people call it the 11.
Yep. That's the angry one, right?
So if you have one line, it's called the freight train, and that means that you are like, you get an idea and you are on it.
I'm not the freight
I
train.
think I have two.
If you have two, no, you have one.
Oh
big
no,
one,
I'm the
sir.
freight train. I'm the freight train.
I gotta see
You have a
closer.
weird angular one, like off to the
That's
side.
because I needed two because it wasn't enough
Okay,
for the first.
if
freight
you have
train.
two,
I
it
said
means
fate.
you have perfectionist tendencies.
Oh,
So
okay.
you're going to correct people when they're wrong. You're going to expect perfection
have two, don't
from
you?
yourself and from
You have
others.
two, don't
Oh, I
you?
sure do.
Yep, I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
I
got
have
like
two very strong lines.
mine are like little horns that like come up from my eyebrows.
Yeah.
Jesus.
If you wrinkle your nose and you have these lines on the side, like on the side of your nose, well, you look like an angry person.
That's my normal face.
If you have these lines coming down the side of your nose, it means that you like to make people laugh.
You do.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, like are the lines like on the side
They're like-
of my
Sorry, I'm trying to turn the right way. Like
on
this.
my physical nose?
Yeah.
Okay, because I have little.
No, your
Your imaginary
metaphorical nose.
Yeah.
Yes.
I meant like not on like my cheek
Yeah.
area, but I hear it.
Yes.
Okay,
If-
I have the lines.
If you have this line underneath your nose right here, which I do, and I always hate it when I
Yeah.
smile,
What does
and
it mean?
I hate
You
it.
smile a lot.
It means it means you fake smile. It means you don't want to show
Oh.
people when things are wrong,
yeah.
so you always put a smile on.
But
Wait,
I've got
I don't have a
mustache,
line.
so I
What does
don't
it look
know.
like?
Right
I
here.
don't know.
Oh, I don't have that.
I have it. I'll
Why
send you a
don't I
picture
put my
of
glasses
face.
on? Jesus.
I don't have that.
I'm like,
Squinting
why
all the
can't I
time.
see?
I have a mustache, so I don't know if I have one or not.
Yeah, I know a lot. That's why I said a lot of things are gonna be hard for you because you're.
Yeah,
weird.
once I get down to the mouth area, I'm out.
Okay, if you have that space right underneath your nose,
Yep.
some people have a wide
Yep.
space right there, like a
The
divot.
Cupid's bow.
No, it's not your lips. It's the upper lip, like
Yeah.
above your upper lip, a wide like indentation there. Sorry, I lost my place. That is a wide lower septum. That is people who have a love language that's touch. They're very kinesthetic. They like to touch things. If they go to a store, they want to feel everything before they buy it. They
Oh, I
want to
thought
be
that was just
hands-on.
autism.
Like if
Yes.
if there's a project, they want to be fully involved, like physically.
Okay.
I think I have it because look, you can like see.
Yeah.
You can like
I
see
can
the
see
shadow.
it.
Like
Yeah.
you could see the shadow.
See it. Let's see.
I don't think I've ever looked at my face like this before.
No, you're really. You've learned.
You
a
can
lot.
say it. Beautiful.
Yes. Okay, so now the cheeks. Okay, if you have
Yeah.
very high cheeks, these are what they called movie star cheeks. Because back in the day, before they did makeup and stuff, movie stars had to have really like large cheeks,
High
up here
cheekbones.
It's
for
the
the light
Rembrandt.
for the light to hit
the
off of,
Rembrandt.
right?
Yes.
Yep.
So those people get immediately get attention when they walk in a room. People notice them because all the light is on them. But that also comes with people who have a lot of disdain for them because they're stealing the spotlight.
Got it.
If you have wide cheeks, like your cheeks are out here, those are called helper cheeks. So if you think of like very kind, like characters in like a children's book or whatever, they're always going to have those big wide cheeks.
Yeah, I
The
don't
fat
have
lady.
that.
And those make people,
I don't
those
have
make
that.
people feel like
I don't have that.
comfortable
I
and
just
like
have
you're
the
going to
little
protect
ones.
them and take care of them.
Nope, I'm
So-
a movie star. I don't have. the
Well,
little-
Ashley
You ain't no
Ashley
movie
has high
star.
cheekbones.
But I don't have very like the light doesn't hit my cheekbones.
It's not defined there.
No, my cheeks aren't very defined.
No, they're not like your cheekbones aren't like gigantor,
Yeah.
but they do sit a lot higher than mine do. I have
Yeah.
the wider set.
yeah.
Mine are
I don't
out here.
understand.
So there's also the width of your cheekbone. So if you have like a narrow cheekbone as opposed to a
Andy,
wider,
go like this.
Just smile, Andy.
You got old man cheekbones.
yeah, see, yours sit low.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Is that bad?
No, they're just not, you
Yep.
don't grab the attention.
God damn it.
Okay, so if you have a wider cheekbone,
Yes.
that is a sprinter versus a marathoner. So do you do everything fast or do you do everything slowly?
Slow.
What if you don't do anything?
That's why you have no cheekbones.
I would say look at your face.
Okay, deal.
Let's see.
Look at your face.
Okay, so proportionately, what's bigger, your eyes or your ears?
Your ears.
No, you individually.
Oh.
Some people have larger
Well, I don't
eyes
know.
for
I
their
have
face.
muffs on.
Some people have larger ears for their face.
I feel like I have.
and
Amanda
some
has
people
little
they're
ears.
pretty like
Amanda has little ears.
similar.
Little ears. No.
I feel
maybe
like
not.
my eye space is like large, but then I feel like I have pretty standard size ears.
Do you have giant ears? I forget. I think you do.
I have to take off my
I can't tell. Yeah, you've got bigger ears.
I think my ears and my eyes though are pretty like
You've
proportionate.
got bigger ears. I don't know what I have. What do I have? You gotta tell me.
I think you have bigger ears. You have small eyes.
Okay. You got small
do-
eyes, boy.
So-
What are mine? I think
If-
Ashley and I are proportionate.
I agree.
If you have larger eyes, you prefer visuals. You would prefer to see something being done. You would prefer to have a text message or an email. If you have larger ears, you prefer like a video message. You prefer to hear how something is done.
I can see that. I think that's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think when you're proportionate, you could go either way.
Okay.
You're like, I'm good with both.
Hmm.
If your ears lay flat to your head, it means that you're a go with the flow kind of person. You don't like
You
put
don't
up a
have
fight.
wind
You don't put up a fight. You just go with the
resistance.
flow.
Aerodynamic.
It's not
Yeah.
like Remy, my son's going to fly away.
Right?
Yeah. yeah.
Yep. If you have a strong jaw versus a weak jaw,
Yeah.
a strong jaw means you're stubborn. A weak jaw means you're willing to listen to ideas and then come to decisions. And you're not necessarily just sticking to what you know.
I've never seen my jaw in 30 years. So
I don't know what your jaw looks like.
I don't know.
If you have a round chin or a big chin, it means that you take criticism well. If you have a small chin, criticism is harsh for you to take.
What if you have a butt chin? I think I have a butt chin.
You're the butt of the
It
joke.
means that you're skeptical.
I
So
think I
you know
have
the
a
people
butt
where
chin.
like they furrow their chin and
I haven't
it's like
seen my
dimply.
chin in years, but
and
I
it-
think it's a butt chin.
people who like furrow their chins and are like dimply and stuff. Those are people that are always like skeptical and they always want people to like prove themselves. They're not quite sure.
It's that look.
Yeah, you know what it is. You know what it is.
Okay.
What else we got here? Also on your chin, right here, is what we call an affirmation line.
Right below your lip.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And some people have a really like
Yeah,
thick
defined.
affirmation
Yep.
line. It means their love language is words of affirmation,
Okay.
and they really need to be told when they're appreciated, but in like sincere terms, not just thank you, but like thank you for blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
And apparently like the more that you receive that, the more this will like fill in.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, when it's really deep, it means that the things that you're doing for people, you're doing them passively and you're not like making a show of it. So like you don't get that affirmation very often because you kind of do things privately.
Okay.
Let's see.
Your face isn't the same, dog.
Again, with your nose, nostril creases. So like right here,
Oh, yep.
the creases right here, if these are heavy, it means that you have a hard time delegating, and that when someone else is in charge of something, you're like checking in on it frequently because you have a hard time just like leaving it to them.
I must have the biggest creases in my nose ever.
Yeah.
I don't delegate.
You don't delegate.
I just do it. I do it all.
Let's see. If your eyes are angled up,
You can't do that.
Be careful.
nobody can see this. If your eyes are angled up, it means when you're told something, you want to hear the positive first.
Okay.
If your eyes are not angled up and you are being told all the positive first, you start to be like, it's too good to be true. I don't believe it. So there's some people where you need to tell them just the facts first, or you need to tell them the downfall, or do a sandwich, right? You don't want to just lay on all the good stuff.
Right.
Why are you laughing at me?
Because I want to do the thing and I can't. do
Where's
the
your
thing.
phone?
What? Oh, no, not that. That's not what I'm talking about.
Do what thing?
He wants to do
knees,
the
dirty
eye thing.
Oh,
knees.
okay. It's always something inappropriate that I didn't think of.
Yep.
So I think the last thing. I'll let you finish.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't. Okay. I've shook off the giggles. Okay. Dirty knees. Look at these. All right. Go.
Okay, I think the last thing that we need to talk about is the lips. So if you have a small upper lip, it means that you don't really want to talk about personal stuff.
Me.
And if you have a small bottom lip, it means you don't want to talk about professional stuff.
Me.
So it kind of gives you a ratio of like what you would prefer to talk about. So if you have a full upper lip, which is why a lot of women get injections to get that fuller upper lip, because it makes you look more approachable, it means you want to talk about personal stuff.
What if you got just a lot going on both?
If you have a lot, that means you're okay to talk about personal or professional.
Okay.
I have a smaller upper lip than my bottom, so I would prefer to talk about professional stuff. I have quite a large bottom lip.
Yeah.
I
have no
pretty thin
lips.
Yeah.
You don't want to talk at all.
Valid.
If you have a Cupid's bow, which a lot of women will exaggerate with makeup, it means look at me when I talk. So like if you're going to present something, you want people to be watching you, you exaggerate your Cupid's bow because it's literally like an arrow. Like,
Incredible.
look at my mouth.
My lips are not teeny tiny, but they're just like very close to the color of my actual skin. So they just kind of like what little I have, just like
Yeah, they don't
looks
pop.
like
It
there's nothing.
disappears on top
But,
of it. Yeah.
Like I know I have like a pointy Cupid's bow because like that
Yeah.
thingy you talked about, that like divot under your nose, it's deep, and so I have like ridges on each side, and my Cupid's bow like lines up to that, and they're like, it's like a mountain. It's like
Yeah.
an M.
So if you wore
And-
like lipstick, people would be looking.
Well, if I ever do wear lipstick, I intentionally try to like round it off because when I make it like how exactly my lips look, it
You
looks
literally
crazy.
have an M.
I do. And so usually I just don't. I either try to make my top lip look slightly larger by just making it a little fuller,
Overlining.
or I underdo it and just make it look flatter. Because I did it once and I was like, this looks insane.
So also if you have a small mouth when you're resting, it means that you're not going to talk unless you have something to say and you know that what you're saying is right.
Well, this list is bullshit because I have a little mouth, but I definitely talk whenever the fuck I
I
want.
definitely open it frequently.
Yes, I do.
And then lastly, if you have these lines right here around your mouth, those are obviously talk lines. It means that you get to know people by having legitimate conversations with them.
Okay.
I have those.
I don't know. Again, I have a beard.
I know. Sad. You have to shave it. So we
What
can find
happens
out.
if you have a beard? It doesn't talk about the beard.
It means that you're probably putting up a barrier between you and the person you're having a conversation with.
Oh, damn.
Is that like a mic drop?
I'm outta
Not a
here.
mic push.
I'm out of here.
I'm out. Okay. Well done. Well done.
That was fun.
That was fun. I'm sorry we talked about Star Trek and Assassin's Creed because it would have been nice.
I'm not.
Have that be the man. I'm not. Excellent. So, is there anything that you feel that you've learned from this?
That I'm exactly who I thought I was.
Oh, okay,
And that
good.
it reads all over my face.
Yes. Fair enough. What I learned from this is I want Botox.
That was the thing. A lot of the women that this guy was like reading faces for, he would be like, "Okay, furrow your brow," and they're like,
Don't
can't.
know how.
they couldn't do it.
I've learned that I want to be Geordie LaForge again.
Yes.
I'm gonna call my sister up and ask if she still has that headband.
Doesn't your daughter have a headband? Go get one right now.
Let's try it out.
Do
It's not
your
the
do
same.
that
your
so
It's
nobody
not the
can-
same. The '90s one was so
this.
cool. It had all the lines in it, and
Is that so nobody
Yeah.
can read your face?
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. Oh boy. Hey, Amanda.
Yes.
Where can people say, "Hey, my face looks beautiful"?
You can come tell Andy that he makes a beautiful Geordie LaForge at our Instagram at Real
Beardy
Awkward
LaForge.
Podcast. We have links to all our socials over there, as long as links to all of our socials in the episode description.
Bang, 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 bang. Oh wait, we have our own outro. Bye.
Do it. Bye.
Bye. Bye.